Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Kutoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
The International Monetary Fund set to provide $2.9 billion to help crisis-hit Sri Lanka. Health officials alert public to spice in Markham food poisoning investigation. GTA gas prices to drop ahead of long weekend. Critics warn Ottawa's new luxury tax on pricey car, planes, and boats could backfire. Newmarket senior discusses losing $100,000 in grandparents scam. With healthcare in spotlight, some Ontario nursing programs see record applications. Vancouver man advertises $5,000 reward for help finding a family doctor.
So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details.
The International Monetary Fund announced today it has reached a preliminary agreement to provide Sri Lanka with $2.9 billion over 4 years to help it recover from its worst economic crisis. The arrangement will help restore financial and macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability. It will also enable the country's growth potential, and an IMF team visiting Sri Lanka said in a statement. The package is contingent on approval from the IMF management and executive board, as well as on receiving assurance from Sri Lanka's creditors, which include China, India, and Japan, that debt sustainability will be restored. York Region Public Health is alerting the public to 2 products linked to a food poisoning investigation at Markham, Ontario restaurant. Medical Officer Dr. Barry Paik says not to use or consume Mr. Right brand Chemophilia galangal powder, a common spice in Asian cuisine, and Mr. Right brand Radix Aconite consuofi, which may be used as traditional herbal medicine. He says the suspected product have been removed from known retail locations in York Region as local public health continues to work with the provincial and federal partner to limit exposure to the product. Paki says 12 people went to the local hospital and 4 were treated in the intensive care on Sunday within about an hour of eating the same chicken dish from the Delight restaurant and barbecue. Gas prices in the Greater Toronto Area are expected to drop another 2 cents tomorrow ahead of the long weekend. On Friday, prices at the pump are slated to fall to 149 cents per liter across most of the southern Ontario, according to the President of Canadians for Affordable Energy, Dan McTeague. The gas prices dropped 7 cents overnight on Thursday to 151 cents per liter, the lowest since mid-January. McTeague added that today's prices are a notable drop from where they stood over 2 months ago. Ottawa's luxury tax on high-priced cars, planes, and boats is coming into effect today despite warnings from some critics that the measure will hurt the economy and turn out to be more trouble than it's worth. As of today, luxury cars and personal aircraft with the sales of over $100,000 and boat for personal use with the price tag of more than $250,000 will be slapped with a 10 to 20% tax. The measure received final approval this past June and is expected to raise $163 million in new revenue per year. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland defended the tax Wednesday on the eve of its launch after touring a transportation facility in Calgary. York Regional Police have released a video interview of a Newmarket senior who lost $100,000 in a grandparent scam in an effort to raise awareness about the increasingly common fraudulent activity. The 81-year-old goes on to discuss how he and his wife lost a large sum of money between March and May 2022. In March, Nikki and his wife received a phone call from a person they believed was their grandson. He claimed that he had been arrested while he was a passenger in his friend's car, which, unbeknownst to him, contained illegal drugs and a gun. Nikki was told that a judge requested bail money for his grandson's release. The fraudulent RCMP officer then asked Nikki and his wife to pay a sum of the money for bail for their freedom of their grandson. Nikki was instructed by the fraudulent RCMP officer to put the money in an envelope and that a courier would come by to collect the fund. Over the course of the 2 months, the fraudster persuaded the couple to make 4 separate payments to assist their grandson. Nikki said the officer claimed that a gun was found by the police in the vehicle, therefore increasing the bail amount issued by the judge. Colleges received a record number of applicants to nursing diploma program this year. According to available data going back to 2013, Colleges Ontario said more than 12,000 people applied to those programs in 2022, a 14% increase over 2021 and a 25% increase compared to 2018. Educators and post-secondary groups says those strong application numbers have been driven by the media attention on pandemic-era frontline workers and the promise of the job availabilities. But while the first month of the pandemic spotlighted the valor of the nursing, more than 2 years later, educators are grappling with how to prepare students for the current realities of the job. Clinical placements can be hard to find, and report of the critical staffing shortages and record level of the burnt out are abundant. Gary Schuster's belief in public health care is so strong that in 2008, he worked on Barack Obama's election campaign, attracted by the future president's promise of delivering a more equitable, Canadian-like system to the American people. The Montreal-born, California-raised dual citizen who now calls Vancouver home says Canada's publicly funded model is superior to the for-profit healthcare system in the United States, which catered to only those who can afford it. So it was with the conflicting emotion earlier this week that Schuster placed an ad in the Vancouver Sun newspaper offering $5,000 to anyone who can help him find a family doctor. I think it's terrible that I'm able to do that and others can't. It's unfair and it's not how the system was supposed to be built, he said.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simone Cutoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Adios.